They are victims of sexual or physical assault and neglect. Tonight we continue an exclusive 5 on Your Side investigation.
And 5 on Your Side Chief Investigator Ron Regan is here right now with how some providers for people with disabilities ignore basic health and safety regulations and stay in business.
Well, that's right. We found of the nearly 1,600 service providers reviewed last year across Ohio, 600 failed to follow state regulations. Only 28 had their certifications revoked. And the state agency that's supposed to protect the disabled often fails to act.
Somebody's got to crack down on this.
Her daughter was sexually assaulted by this man. The provider that hired him failed to check criminal backgrounds. And our investigation found some providers routinely place the disabled at risk. We reviewed 165 inspection reports in Cuyahoga County alone over the last 5 years. We found 874 serious compliance violations.
I don't understand how the state can let this slide by under their fingers.
Shelby's Guardian Angels in Canton is another example. Despite a pattern of serious non-compliance, it took state regulators more than 2 full years to revoke its certification. We shared our findings with Ohio's leading advocacy group for the disabled.
The providers' interests have greater protections than the interests of the people that they're serving.
But even with a revoked certification, the agency remains open, appealing the case.
Your certification should be revoked.
Exactly.
Do you agree?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No,
Why?
I don't. Why? Because a lot of that, I think it was a witch hunt. I think they were out to get us.
And Evant Incorporated in Summit County is another example. Its certification was suspended by state regulators in March 2012. Tammy Everett grew up severely disabled. At 54, she lived in this Evant home. Her brother believes life-threatening pneumonia was ignored all night.
I'm not calling for, help until the next morning. It was pretty much too late by the time I finally got her to the hospital.
State regulators found allegations of neglect were substantiated, and documents related to the investigation were shredded. But there's more. 2 weeks later, at another Evant home, another death. This time, investigators found staff failed to call 911 until a woman began vomiting like a fire hydrant. Finally, at a third Evant home, a disabled man was found dead in a bathtub after being left alone. 3 deaths in 5 months. Even so, Ohio's Department of Developmental Disabilities, the state agency that's supposed to protect the disabled, restored Evant's certification within 4 months, finding proper care is being provided.
It's really hard to close a place down.
Evant declined comment, citing 2 pending lawsuits.
Operators know that there really are no serious consequences.
I think they count on it.
Well, we wanted to ask state regulators exactly what it takes to shut down providers who ignore basic health and safety regulations. The agency declined an on-camera interview. Next at 6, how the state keeps inspection reports out of public view, leaving families in the dark. Plus, what's happening now as a result of our investigation. I'm Chief Investigator Ron Regan.